just occurred to me there that in all these Mott videos and Bad Company, and the videos I've done on other guys who do this style of play, Steve Hunter, Andy Powell, Leslie West, I've sometimes said, at that point you do a big bend and just sort of blithely glossed over it. The idea behind this is I was talking to my friend Nelson about this, and I was saying it's just that magical moment, when you're a kid and you go, whoa, can you do that? And maybe you found some way to go, honky tonk women, and then you think, and you go, yahoo, I'm Keith Richards, So you find that instead of going, and instead of, you can go, right? But you can also go, and you can play these whole phrases, in one position. Leslie West in Flowers of Evil. Towards the end of the song he plays. And to this day that just knocks me off my feet when I hear him play that lick. That's just, it's 5-note pattern. That's scale roll note. So he's in that position, but what he does, and the key to it is he doesn't put any vibrato in the bend. Just sits there. But he lets it down, and then that's got vibrato. So what he's playing is, so the G note's straight, but the F sharp note has got a little bit of sass about it. So I thought, well, there must be more to this bending routine than I previously thought. When you're a kid and you hear you hear the start of honky tonk women and stuff, and I can remember saying to my friends, I can play a Rolling Stones solo. It goes, and when you find that, it's like the world just opens. I mean, Rob Chapman said recently, there's an article on defining yourself as a beginner or in-betweener, not like the TV show, or a super duper, zippy advanced guy or whatever. And I'm not really in favour of that, but he said a really good thing. And he said it's great to be a beginner because you're finding things all the time. I was talking to my friend Nelson on this channel a few weeks ago, and we were talking about the moment that you find you can, instead of going, you go, and as a kid you can sit with the guitar for hours going, hey, I'm a lead guitarist now. And then you find and go, and then you find you can go, and it starts off like, I'm not here to make fun of anyone learning, because I was that kid. We all were, right? But when you start doing that stuff, that's what it sounds like. But if you can find a pitch, and then put that vibrato in it, the guitar starts to howl and respond with you. So when I say big bends, what I mean is Pat Thrall or Albert King, if you like, Leslie West, right? And you can practice that by, if you hold the, go back to A for a minute. If you hold the melody, if you like, you can call it that. See what I'm doing there? I'm playing it in a bend. I'm not moving my hands. Rather than doing that, I'm going, and then I'm giving it a shake. At some point on the journey, you can really get into it. And many years ago, I was in a band called The Heaters, and after a rehearsal, the singer Craig said to me, "How long did you have to practice? To go." And I said, I didn't really practice it, I just liked it. I just kind of liked that sound, and that's, in a lot of ways, that's the best way to practice. If you just, if you're playing along with, you can play those licks that do that, and like I say, the Leslie ones, that sort of stuff. But it's really good to just try and find the pitches. And when you find it, put that shake in it. First time I was ever kind of perplexed by this was, I think when I was about 15 or 16 on Mott the Hoople's Brain Capers. Now if I went back to listen to it now, because I don't have this album anymore, it might be completely different, but my memory is of Mick Ralphs playing this. And it just touched my soul. And I'd go, what is that? Because at that point you could maybe pick out a melody. Something like that. What's that, Samba Patti? That. I love Santana. You wouldn't guess it because I couldn't find the notes there. That's better. But that's all fretted notes. There's no bends in that. Finding that sort of stuff using the bends just seemed a mystery. So hearing Mick go. And there's a bit on Eric Clapton's Derek and the Dominoes Live where I can remember hearing him play. And again, I was like, how did you get that sound? I thought you'd need like heavy artillery, or a JCB or something to push the strings that hard. So you find that thing. Andy Powell in Wishwood's Jailbait, I knew that was like a bigger bending. I could hear it was. And in the same song, Ted Turner plays this. He plays it. That's right before Andy goes. So you bend the note 3 half tones, go back up again. as melodically as you can. Now you'll probably know, if you're a huge Wishbone fan, that Andy to an extent abandoned that style of playing. Style of playing that, you know, a lot of us that kind of thing that you know, if that's an approximation that he used to do a lot in the early days, and then, you know, moved on to other better things. So really the point of this is the big bends, you know. How do you find them and how do you feel comfortable with them? And the only way really is to just keep doing it. And you know what? If it sounds like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you'll get there in the end. And even when you do get there in the end, you'll still have days when, you know, where you play that stuff like that. That's just the way it is. But rather than an exercise, I would suggest just playing in that style. So, you know, if you're playing a you know, you could you could play those kind of licks over it. You know, if you get, it'll work in any concept. If you get some, you know, that's an E minor add ninth. You know, I think most people imagine Dave Gilmour to go. You have to play that big way. You know, so that's up three half tones. You sometimes see people go, I think it's more accurate to go. So in a very, you know, laid back situation, you could play those huge bends, or in a just whatever you want. So there you go. That's how I see the big bends as being. Have we got the technology? Houston, beam me up.